Hello Superuser and welcome back. Today we're going to go over how to create jazz style enclosures in Finale. That's things like you can see here the quarter note equals 100 and it's all the way boxed around, or you have scream with this little arrow pointing down saying like it's a scream. And then another really cool one, which is not really an enclosure, but it says Finale with a squiggly line. That's achieved using the same exact method. Now first you might be thinking, oh, we're just going to add an enclosure shape here, and that's actually not the case, because that'll get us very strict corners, very strict squares and rectangles here, or circles. We want this like weird kind of, almost square kind of rounded shape. And those enclosures also won't let us do those arrows. So that's what we're going to go over in this video. And lastly, before we get started, this channel is almost at 1,000 subscribers, and that'll be really, really cool when we get there. But over 60% of you aren't yet subscribed, so if you could just go down there and press the little subscribe button, I'll really appreciate that. So now back onto the jazz enclosures. So the way we're going to do this is we're going to use the Finale Copyist Text font. And so you can either, in your expression, select the Finale Copyist Text font here, and that'll change it to this one specific expression, or you can do it globally with the edit categories, like for instance all the tempo marks can be the Finale Copyist Text font. Either way works, and that's totally up to you. And so the general way we're going to do this is that there's actually special characters that'll get us this enclosure shape. So let's create a new tempo mark. So in general, we're going to start off with the normal half note equals 100, but that doesn't have an enclosure. So in fact, what we're going to do is we're actually going to add characters in between every single one of these characters to add that enclosure. And so that way you can see what exactly I'm typing. I'm going to just set the font quickly to Times New Roman. And so here's what we're going to do. The first character is going to be a curly brace. That'll give us the left-hand edge of the enclosure space. Then on Mac, it's Shift Option A. That's that little weird A. That'll get us a top and bottom line for the enclosure. On Windows, it's Alt Code 0128. Then right after this little C thing, we're also going to do Shift Option A. And again, that'll get us the top and bottom enclosures. And actually, we're just going to go ahead and add that Shift Option A in between every single other character in here. And then at the very end, we're going to do space and then right curly brace. Again, that's so that we get the right hand side of the enclosure. And so cool. So now if we change it back to the Finale Copyist Text font, it should look like the enclosure we're looking for. And that's really cool. So then we could just say OK, and it will automatically plop it into the score for us. And now you may be asking, how did I know how to do all those key codes? Well, actually in the Finale docs, under the Finale Copyist Text font, there's all the key codes with all the different symbols you can do with the Finale Copyist Text font. And there's both a Mac version and a Windows version. And the Windows version will show you all the alt codes you'll need. Link to both of these is in the description. So cool, let's do a couple more. Let's add that scream. That way it had that little hook in the arrow. As you can see, that little arrow at the end. So we're going to create a new tempo mark. Again, I'm going to go to Times New Roman, just that way you can see what I'm doing. And of course, the first thing that's always good to do is just type in scream in Times New Roman. That way we have a baseline of what the text is supposed to be. Then we can go ahead and start adding characters. And so the first thing we're going to do is a square curly brace. That way, it doesn't look like it's a full C. It kind of looks like it's hooking up and then going over. And to get to the top line, this is a little bit trickier on a Mac. It's going to be Option, then backtick. And the backtick is the character directly to the left of the number 1 key on your keyboard. And then immediately press I. Windows, it's going to be Alt Code 0238. And again, continuing with the same pattern, every other character, you're just going to add in that one character, like that. And again, this is just adding a single straight line on the top. And then at the very end, to have that little arrow, all you have to do on Mac is type in Option Shift J, and on Windows it's 0230. Then if we hit OK, and then let's quickly change it all back into the Finale Copyist Text font and hit OK, and apply it to the score, and we can see, cool, it has that little hook with the arrow coming back down. And now the final little thing is going to be really simple. We're just going to add this little Finale at the end over here. That looks like a squiggly line. Just create a new tempo mark. And again, we're going to start with Times New Roman. And on Mac, it's going to be Option Q. That's it. And on Windows, it is Alt Code 0156. And again, change this back to the Finale Copyist font, and you have that little Finale with the squiggly line. So if we enter it now, it's really cool. We have that little Finale at the end. That's it for today. That's how you do jazz enclosures in Finale. If you found this video at all helpful, make sure to hit the like button. That way I know you want more content just like this. And each week I post new videos about how to use Finale to its fullest. So if you don't want to miss out on any of those, make sure to subscribe and ring the bell so you get notified every time a new video comes out.